What is up, everybody? Thanks so much for joining us today. We are here. Sorry for the little delay here, but we are doing good. I hope you're doing good. We got Jeff here, Rick here. I'm Caleb. How's everybody doing?
Good.
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here.
Good. That's awesome. We got some people already in the comments. You guys are awesome. James, like, hey, I'm here early for a change, so that's good to see you here, James.
Awesome.
We got Christopher. Christopher, good to see you as always. Shiloh's in here. We got a new person in here, Danny. Good to see you, Danny. Who spent a Scotch and soda? I think most of us have been there. If it wasn't Scotch and soda, it was something else, right? But everybody's in the comments here. It's good to see you guys in here just kind of chatting it up because our topic today is very exciting. It's about how to protect your precious props, like how to take care of them, make sure nothing gets damaged with them. But I want to pop it over to Jeff really quickly before we start. I didn't prepare you for this, but I want to hear from you. Can you give us just a brief explanation of, from our perspective, why is it important to make sure your props look beautiful?
Yes, brief. I'll try to be brief. This is what people see. I mean, it's you, and then it's your props. It's the experience and everything, the visual components. If you want to make beautiful magic, you need to have props that are visible. If people don't see the props, if they don't see the magic that you're making, then you're not going to get reactions. If you don't have reactions, you're not going to get callbacks. You're not going to get further bookings. You're not creating magic that's memorable, and you might as well be doing something else.
That's a good point. So keeping those visuals, and that kind of correlates to your reputation and kind of who you are, is what I'm hearing you say. So
yeah, everything.
Just wanted to highlight that real quick. I appreciate you, jumping in on that. And let's just real quick jump in, real quick, and say hi to some new people here. Thomas from Austria.
Wow.
What's up, Thomas? That's a long way away. I don't know what time it is in Austria, but thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And like I said, we got Shiloh in here. What's up, Shiloh? Good to see you, buddy. And some people are talking in here about just some different things that advice that they've learned over the years of different ways to take care of your coins, not dropping them in the heat vent and things like that. But we have kind of three main things we're going to chat about today. And the first one, we got some little fancy intros for you today. The first one is cleaning or polishing. We're going to talk about cleaning and polishing. What is the definitive answer on cleaning and polishing?
Rick, you want to go first? I can tell you the definitive answer, but I'll let Rick talk.
Well, as far as coins go, when you're dealing with silver in particular, I would recommend, and Jeff would back me up on this, like, do not use silver polish on your coins. For one, it completely devalues the coin.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, it's gonna leave an oily, greasy residue on your coin that it'll be hard to get rid of. I mean, you could use hot water and soap, but it's just better to have a coin with that character, with that patina on it, in my opinion. And I would venture to say that that's the majority opinion.
Yeah.
So a couple things you can do if you have access to a coin store, flea market, things like that, where you could find old coins. Instead of adding something like polish, you can do things to reduce the patina or the tarnish. I've heard people mention just pink pencil erasers, rubbing that over the coin until you gradually are able to lighten that patina off. I myself
real quick,
used...
can you? And I'm sorry if I sound uneducated here, but what exactly patina? What are you talking about when you refer to patina? For people like me that I'm not really sure. Bless you up here. There you go.
Well, this isn't the best example.
You got a little patina going there, but you got peace dollars, right?
Maybe these walking liberties.
Ooh, okay.
So that darkness.
There you
really,
go. That's a good patina.
The
it makes
contrast.
the details. Well, specifically the darkness.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of guys, when they're looking for coins like that, that's what, if you get a Walking Liberty set from CopelandCoins.com, you're almost guaranteed the coin. If you get a standard Walking Liberty set or coins, that's what they're going to look like from us. Peace dollars, as Rick's showing you there in the sitter, notoriously don't patina well. They do after a while, but part of that is just the history of the coin. The peace dollars were not circulated very long. And if you look back, you can talk to the old coin guys. People knew the value of silver even back then. They knew that coins were valuable. And so the U.S. government was minting silver coins and real silver until 1964. That's when they stopped. Up until then, silver coins were silver. And almost till then, nickel coins were always made of nickel. Copper coins, pennies were made of copper because those metals had intrinsic value. And that's why jewelry is made out of silver and gold and nickel and copper, because it has intrinsic value and beauty to it that people have known for millennia that these coins are valuable. So nowadays, because our money is fiat or whatever you call it, it's print on demand, it is not backed by the gold standard or real silver, our money has no backing other than the U.S. government. So there's no need for it to be made out of silver or gold or what have you. It's just made as cheap and as durable as possible.
So what you're saying is by cleaning them, you get rid of all that character that Rick was showing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's why these coins are desirable for magicians, is because the silver, again, is a valuable, softer metal, has a great touch. And so when you start messing with chemicals on it, you're messing with it. So not only does the silver polish remove the patina, it's going to turn it as bright as basically as as chrome. It's going to basically chrome it. It's going to here's just a chrome dollar for big. This is what a polished silver coin is going to start looking like. And I was looking everywhere because I have done that at one point in time for silver polish. There's a Morgan type coin there that's got silver polish on it. It changes the grip because you're chemically altering the coin. There could be waxes, white oils, all kinds of hopefully food grade stuff if it's in a silver polish, because people polish their silverware, and it's actually chemically altering the coin. The point that in my experience, soap and water will not remove. There's a chemical process going on, and it does that from a collector standpoint. It completely devalues the coin back to basically just junk silver.
So let me jump in here. Larry gives us a nice little, I guess, formal definition. The patina is like a green or brown film on the surface of the bronze or similar metals that has to do with oxidization over a period. So this is what you're talking about, carrying them in your pocket, working with them on a daily basis, practicing your coin magic will just make your coins look even better, right?
Naturally, without the polish. And that definition of patina is more for copper. Silver, depending on the purity of the metals, I mean, it can turn green or blue, but usually your coppers and bronzes are going to get greens and blues on them. That's why the Copeland Coins colors are actually very similar to the background today, copper and teal, which is kind of the patina colored of copper. Like if you look at an old copper roof, sometimes it's just green. And it's like, why does that building have a green roof? Well, because back in the day when labor was affordable and people climbed up on roofs, they used to polish those suckers once a year.
The Statue of Liberty is copper.
Yeah. Originally, it was not green, but you start polishing away and you take away all the metal. And so over years, you can't keep doing that.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. Now, I will say
that's what happens to an old worn coin, is why it starts losing the details, because the silver is literally disappearing into people's skin.
Sure. And I will say that what I wanted to show today was, before I knew these guys, before I was a part of Copeland, I tried to clean my own coins with an old, somebody said something about ketchup and, using some, I can't remember what I used, ketchup
Coca-Cola.
or vinegar. Yeah, toothpaste and different things.
Toothpaste, there you go.
I kept it so you could see, look how messed up, that won't come off.
Oh, man.
The oxidization type, it's a chemical thing that Jeff was talking about that kind of destroy the appearance of this coin. And if you look at it in person, you'll see It's like different colors. It looks like a grease stain almost.
Oh man!
And
Wow.
I can't get that off. So I just wanted to show this is kind of like my little horror story of my silver dollar that doesn't serve as much purpose anymore because I mean
There
my
it is. You
half
see it there.
dollar my yeah, it's a half dollar here because it's got this terrible thing on it. So you definitely want to avoid what these guys are saying, right? Avoid trying the home remedies. Just keep your coins with your hands and in your cases, things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, if, like you said, you want the definitive answer on polishing your coins, just don't do it.
Don't. I like it. I like it a whole lot. Let's see. Yeah, because it actually goes right to our next topic, because our next topic is about storing and protecting your coins. And this is kind of how we prevent them from getting like that without having to clean or anything like that. Who wants to go first? We bounce it over to Jeff. You want to show us kind of a little bit of our storage solutions?
Yeah, Copeland Coins, I mean, we've got a lot of different wallets, different styles and colors. So try to pick up a brighter one so you can see here. This is known as the Viajero. My first product ever launched was called the Traveler, and it is a black wallet. And we just ordered our next run of these suckers. There has been, I think, 6,000 of these sold globally, which if you know anything about magic, that's an all-time bestseller. Anything over 2,000 is doing fantastic in sliding magic. So that's the black. It doesn't show up as well, obviously, on the camera here, but you can see some of the details here. And the great thing about the Traveler is it opens up, and you see there's a brand new one here, and it lays flat. And so what that allows you to do is to really store your coins where they're not jingling, versus historically, like a money bag or some kind of coin purse or various products that have come out in the market. There's a lot of just dropping them here. I've got
my grandpa gave me one of these. This little fabric bag from my grandpa was what he gave me.
Yeah, I'm dropping everything here. I need to get a bigger tabletop. There's the purse frames and things like that. A lot of stuff has been marketed, and there's some great magic gimmick purses and things that are out there. But the problem with a lot of them is when you put those coins in there, they're rattling back and forth. And so that can cause little micro scratches, little abrasions. And what I've found with the Traveler, the reason I love that and the Viajero so much is when you put the coins in, there's no metal. They're all hand stitched. There's no metal clasp or anything to break or anything. You place the coins in, they're in there, and now they're in there flat. And you hear just very minimal movement. And when you get 3 or 4 coins in it, the leather stretches naturally and it holds it flat. Holds it flat up against your body when it's inside your pocket. It's held flat. There's nothing to open. And so, Rick, do you have any shells you could show? Like if you got shells or gimmick coins, if you hold them in there, they're not going anywhere, versus the traditional purses, all the stuff that is out there marketed, the shell can actually rattle off. And then if that gets hit, your other coins can destroy your shells. And then you're in a big situation, a really bad one.
Yeah, what you got, Rick?
Yes, I keep this is a barber shell set. I always keep in this Viajero wallet. And I've experimented over the years. So here's the shell. Now I just keep that on the bottom of the stack and then in the purse. But before I used to place it like in the middle of all the coins. Mm-hmm. But I found that in particular with this wallet, the coins aren't moving, like this, but they might slightly adjust against each other, but you're not going to like have that shell just unnest and then that coin will bend the walls of that shell. Another good one I've used in the past is the tone on a Osaka purse, because much like the Viajero, it's very slim and there's literally no room in there for the coin to fall out of the shell and then to hit that shell in an awkward way.
But I think that's interesting that you point out. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
It's interesting that in every case you're nesting a coin or the shell on the coin for carry. Like you're not
Yeah, you
just
always
letting
want
it
to do that.
bang around in your pocket, right? Because I think it's pretty easy for us to not think about that, and then we show up to a gig and all of a sudden like the thing stuff is messed up, right?
Yeah, I would never just carry a shell like empty.
Yeah, I
It's
think
too
that's
thin.
a good tip. For
Yeah,
sure.
you invest in something, you want to keep it protected, and so that's why I'm just really proud of what my wallets do. That they like your copper silvers, like the new Copeland copper silver, you can carry it in here, and the leather is going to protect it. So this is 100% real leather, and so it's real goat skin leather. And so what is leather? It's a skin, and so it's just like protecting it, carrying it in the palm of your hand. And so you want to have a wallet that has a really good quality to it. And that's why I'm just super proud of these. That's why I've continued to develop in the product line. We've been marketing these for I don't know, I've been selling these for over 10 years now, longer than CopelandCoins.com has been around. And they just keep getting better and keep finding and being able to get them in new colors and styles, a little bit of everything that can fit anybody's character. We've got some brand new wallets here that hopefully will get listed this week here that are the new dark blue and black. And they create a lot of personality and character when you bring out your coins. It's something interesting to look at. And so again, you're going to get that full protection of the shell. It's going to be able to nest perfectly. Everything laced flat, which is just super unique, I think, to any other wallet out there. Again, there's some neat wallets out there that are gimmicked and stuff, but there's been some that have launched here recently. But the question is, would you want to carry your gimmick coins in them every day? And I would think probably not, because one, they could fall out. So, yeah.
I love mine, man. And I just got mine recently, and it's a little hard to see on camera, but it's like this aqua blue, it's beautiful coloring. And as you guys can tell by my background, I love blue. It really goes with the vibe, and he really does have a lot of different colors that Jeff chose to make sure that we have different things for everybody, right? We have something for everybody. So it's a really cool thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we release a new color probably every year, kind of usually sometimes silently. It's just based on what my manufacturer can find, and sometimes colors go out. So like right now, I think we've got purple on the website, but they're out of stock after this. So it's a really beautiful purple. It looks great with the beeswax on it.
Now, let me jump. I'm going to jump in a second back to something that has to do with the coins, but let me jump away from it for a second because I wanted to show something. This is just a side note. We're kind of talking about all magic on this channel, and just as a side note, a lot of people I feel like struggle with opening cards, opening the card box, and they talk about that, and I've had so many issues where I've been in a situation where the guy I had an invisible deck, and you guys know, like, you get your gimmick decks, it's a little more expensive, and all of a sudden black spots start appearing on the edges because there's little water damage and things like that. Well, a while back, and this is not a super new idea, but I wanted to share it with everybody, I learned like the best way to keep your cards in nice condition. If you look on Bicycle, they'll have like the little pull tab, and everyone is manufactured a little different, but I want to try to do this demo live, and hopefully I can actually get it live. But basically the idea is you open the pull tab and you spin it all the way around, just like so. You see how I'll pull the pull tab all the way around, almost like a box of cigarettes. Not advertising, but you get the
What are those, Caleb?
and so you sorry, I'm not advertising anything by saying that. It was an old David Williamson joke. Have you seen David Williamson do that? He gets the kid up there and he says it opens like a box of cigarettes, if that helps, just for this little kid, and the kid's like has no idea what's going on. Just a little joke. But anyways, and all you do is you pull the top piece off, and then you leave the rest. That's the little secret I wanted to share here today, because all these corners within the box and everything in the box itself, it helps maintain the integrity of the box, keeping your cards nice and sturdy and firm. People like to use card clips. Personally, I don't. It's just a preference. But here's an option for you if you're trying to carry your cards. Then you just, you reach in and cut the rest of the way and take your cards out. But you can keep them in the card case like this. And then this also can sit on a table and function as a little stand for your cards if you don't want to set them on the bar and get them in the water or something, So it's just another option I wanted to share real quick, just a little tip.
I'm surprised about all the time by people that don't do that. Like, I just thought, hey, that's what you do, but all the time, particularly guys that are new to magic, like I used to vend trick decks of cards after my shows. I mean, Svengali decks and whatnot. I just rip off the plastic like, no, like,
I know.
but you know, it's a great tip, and it really makes a difference in how long that deck lasts. So when I'm using bicycle decks, they don't last long enough to justify, like you said, card clips and whatnot. And so plastic retainer, I mean, it definitely adds days, if not weeks, to the life of that deck.
Yeah, and it comes with the deck. It's not just take an extra couple seconds just to make sure you get that off nice. And it you can't see on the camera, but it didn't even come off like completely straight. It doesn't matter. It's just an extra, just kind of like the Via Hero. It's something extra to protect. And it even looks nice. It just kind of keeps it looking nice. So
it gives a little extra gleam.
Of course, yeah. And so
somebody wrote a question, Roy Frost. Could we pull that over? But he was asking about the Sam King new design. I've seen Sam King does some great leather work. He does it personally. As far as storing, but you're asking specifically about storing coins in individual pockets. For me, it's not my preference, and I'll tell you why. When I go out to perform, I don't want to open up a catalog of coins and say, oh, I need this coin for this effect, and I need this coin for this effect. And let me put the rest of these normal, ordinary coins that are in this portfolio that a magician carries, and let me put those away in my breast pocket and use these 2 hand-selected coins for this next effect. And then put away those 2 hand-selected coins for the next effect. Let me get out my next coin that does this trick, and that's telegraphing something to the audience, in my opinion. They may not know what it is, but when you've got this portfolio of coins at a magic convention and you're walking around among friends, it's great, it's fine. But in the real world, I think if you don't just come out of your wallet with just some coins that you're going to perform, or whatever, using your Blackbird where you actually produce coins from bare hand, I think when you come out with this cataloged thing that people have never seen, people have seen coin purses. They may not have seen yours, and yours may be very interesting, particularly if you have a traveler. But when you come out with a catalog of coins, that's a little bit out there, I think, for most people. It's telegraphing. So again, for storage at home, for collections, great thing. Out for performance, I would highly recommend not doing it. Unless if you're just performing for magicians at a magic convention that know you're probably using trick coins all the time anyway. But even still, if you want to fool those magicians, wouldn't do it.
And if I may, I would say a couple solutions that pop to mind. Number one, you can get a couple of the same colored travelers, or a couple different colors if you want, and carry your different sets that way. And then it's almost like a deck switch. If you wanted, you switch it in, new coins by taking let me try this different thing. But it also reminded me, a couple weeks ago, we had Rick show how he can get like 15 minutes out of just like 4 coins, right, Rick? Something like that.
Yeah, that was a great presentation, Rick,
on his everyday carry. So we'll try to link that that video up here in post, so you can check out that everyday carry video. But I want to point out here just one more thing on the cards, if I may. Mike says he's always keep the plastic on the decks, also because it's a good holdout. And I forgot to mention that there's plenty of tricks that use, like, you slide the plastic down. You can use this for magic, and you can hold out an extra card in the back that comes out as you pull the cards out. There's so many different uses. Those kind of things are similar kind of thing with the traveler. You could hold out an extra coin from your pocket, things like that. So just a little thought there. And Roy says, thanks, Jeff, for answering that.
Yeah. Hello from Houston as well, Roy.
There you go.
Not too far away. So.
Now, Carlos had a question for us. Do you have any routines based on taking objects out of the wallet, like a billiard ball, something, because the wallet is flat, a 3D object?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got several routines, but my most favorite routine with the traveler wallet is actually the Brother Jeffrey's micro macro. And so what that routine does is actually you pull out a jumbo coin out of the wallet. So good. Which that jumbo coin doesn't even fit in the wallet, which is kind of amazing when you think about it. So
that looks so good, man.
So yeah, I do. When you get the traveler, this again is a Via Hero. The traveler is only available in black, and that's partly to hide the gimmick, and partly for another contractual reason we could discuss later. But the traveler is only available in black, which is just fine. It's a really classy. It can go formal or informal, but it comes with 4 routines, and one of the videos is Brother Jeffrey's micro macro. and it teaches that routine where you can produce the jumbo coin, and it's a real jumbo coin, and you can of course do the rubber effect afterwards, and then hand it out to the spectators. That's a fun thing that I always like to do. But yeah, absolutely. You can hold billiard balls. The small or the large will hold a figure 8 ball, which is something else. For me, it's about pocket management. But I used to carry around a billiard ball, which while they were reacting to the jumbo coin, I would then load the billiard ball, and then I would just ask them to touch the button on the back, and then boom, drop out the billiard ball into their hand or my hand, and then hand that as well. So you got a kicker ending on top of the kicker ending. The main reason I don't do that anymore, is it's just heavy to carry around a billiard ball. But absolutely anything. Now it's hard. I have the Viajero in 2 different sizes. So I have the extra large size. You can get a cell phone in there, but that used to be another load. I would pick up a spectator. Let me get one that doesn't have coins in it. I'd pick up their phone off the table, and I would load it in there and then hit the power button as it was coming out. And so it would like glow. Their phone is glowing. I've got a lot of messages during this live stream. I must be a busy guy. But those are all from Caleb. Hey, Caleb. Do you respond? Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I was like,
well, a couple of them are. But that's something that you could do as well. The larger cell phones these days, you just have to be careful. Particularly, a lot of people are still carrying around the smaller iPhones, but that's very visual to pull it out with the screen glowing. And so, and I teach the routining how to do that stuff all in the videos. So you can do anything that you can get the leather to stretch and fit inside. It will do it. Yeah. So I got off topic there.
No, it's very cool. I think people are loving it. Mike is over here like nice. People are loving it, enjoying it.
Yeah.
I want to jump back if I can real quick to a comment that we had earlier, and they reposted it. How do I sharpen the edge from my coins? Maybe.
Are you talking about the reeded edges? Because lots of times a worn out coin, I've got an old Chinese knockoff coin here. You can see they had this very smooth edges. I just grabbed a bunch of coins for this live stream here. Versus here's my tiger tan coin. There's the orangutan and the tiger. This is our copper coin. See the reeded edges? If that's what you're talking about, that really is going to take a machine shop. You can do it with a file, with a saw, with a jeweler's saw. But man, it's going to look funky. Unless if you have a real coin shop, you have a real setup to do it. It's called milling or reeding the edges. It's the technical term for putting it on mechanically is called knurling with a K, knurling. And you're going to invest a lot of equipment and hundreds of dollars, if not more, to get the equipment up and running for it. Probably thousands to get a professional quality. It just doesn't make sense to do it, honestly. So I know there are some gaff manufacturers that will do it. On our copper silver coin, we keep the original reeded edges of the tiger tan, and I think that's part of why it's so deceptive, because even the best guys that re-knurl the edges of coins to make them look clean and stuff, to me, it never looks original. And if you hand that coin out to somebody, again, it's one of those things, they're not a professional. They don't handle these big coins every day, so they don't know. But the history doesn't match on a re-knurled coin. Just the edges. If you have a historic 100-year-old coin and then you have these modern machine knurled edges that have been put on post-production, it doesn't match. It's just like this new modern clash. And it's there, and it helps the magician grip, and the knurling the reeded edges do their job. But to me, it doesn't look real. And so it's one of those things like it's probably cheaper just to get new coins, and then, or just continue working with what you got, because when you get used to them more and more, the reeded edges are not as important. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And there was another coin question up here from Christopher a while back. He said, when practicing with my $50, is it better to use other years rather than my 1964s? Does the material silver versus clad make that much of a difference?
Ricky, talk about silver versus clad. We need to hear your beautiful voice.
This is Rick. Oh, we can't hear your beautiful voice.
We can't hear it. I'm sure it's still beautiful though.
Not coming through. The picture looks really good. The video looks great. I can't quite hear you though.
I can talk in the meantime. Then Rick, as soon as you can, just jump in and interrupt.
Okay.
So Silver is a softer metal. Again, precious metal, harder to find. Like real silver, like 99.9% pure silver would just bend in your hands. It's just like, if you've ever had, I used to have a game of Clue when I was a kid. It was my dad's version of Clue. And there was Who Killed the Professor in the library with the lead pipe. The lead pipe was made of lead. And as kids, we used to love to bend this little lead pipe because it was real lead. It was so bendy. It's just like if you ever felt real lead, it's super soft metal. So yeah, real silver itself is really soft. That's why it rubs off and it feels great in the hands. It has a natural tack where it just kind of sits comfortably on your hands. Same thing with copper. So my tarnish resistant coating on the Tiger Tan coin has a lot of those qualities to it. And the real copper underneath it has that quality where it just naturally wants to rest. You can see the angle I've got here before it's wanting to fall off. The coin is really wanting to grip. Versus other metals, again, I'll go back to this jumbo coin. It's chrome plated. It's a lot slippier. It doesn't have the same tack, the same grip as real silver. So if you can all afford it, it's going to make your magic better. One, silver reflects light better, but two, it grips to your skin better so you can do different sleights. Now, sometimes you may want a super slippery coin to slide through your hand on certain sleights, but those sleights are rare and in between. The silver way outweighs it. So, Chris, that's why I would highly recommend practice with your real silver. Practice with the props you're going to perform because, again, if you protect them, just put down a carpet, practice over carpet. Don't practice over concrete or brick or hard tile where it will dent these coins when you drop them or scratch them. Then I would highly recommend practice with what you're going to perform with.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you there, Rick?
Hello?
There you go.
Hey!
What do you think? Well, what's the word for Rick?
Well, that's what I was going to say is practice with the coins you're going to perform with. Because you want to train at the same time you're training on a move, you want to train on the feel of that coin. So like Jeff was just talking about, silver feels a whole lot different than clad. So you don't want to have that surprise, that difference happen at the moment you're performing. So
that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, maybe if you're concerned about damaging those coins, those silver coins, I mean, it may not make a huge difference. Like if you want to practice with the clads, but I would say at some point during your practice, use the actual coins that you're going to perform with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. And a few people talked about that a little earlier as far as what Jeff was saying with damage. James talking about practice over carpet. And Shiloh said, definitely don't practice over a heat vent. So I guess that's a winter. Is that a winter time practice there? I don't practicing over a heat vent is probably a bad idea. Yeah, good call, Shiloh. But I guess he's not alone because James said that he's done the heat vent too. So I guess maybe you guys are in the cold part of the country or something.
Yeah, what's a heat vent?
Practicing
I
their
think they just
vents.
mean the air register in the floor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you have to be like, you have to purposely, like, that's beside the wall, right? Like you have to be like right there. It must have been really cold at that time. That's what I would think.
I've had a coin drop and then roll on the floor and roll right into one.
Oh.
I haven't dropped it like right into one.
But it went. Oh man,
that's terrible.
There is an old blog post on Copeland Coins about finding drop coins, by the way. It's a pretty good read. A lot of comments came in. If you ever need tips on how to instantly find drop coins, there's a really good 2-minute blog post.
I would try to find it, but I want to show here real quick. Shiloh asks, is there any tips for hand care, exercises, stretching, moisturizing, things that will we improve the props, and now how can we improve the hands? Yeah,
let me keep it on topic with it and say yes, because you want to use hand care that's safe for the coins, because there's some marketed stuff out there about like super sticky grip, and there's some stuff that's like, man, it will stick your hand like like you could probably be like Spider-Man. It's so grippy. I might have tipped the product idea. I kind of got close there with that. That stuff is not, in my opinion, safe for your coins. I mean, not for your silver coins, not for your expensive coins. If you're wanting to do like small dimes and just like regular quarters and currency stuff, but yeah, you don't want stuff that's going to like really grip on your coins and make them start sticking to each other or get stuck on your coins. That's going to affect your sleights. Yeah, so I mean that's why I'm a big fan of beeswax. And again, the Viajero, you can get it with beeswax coating on it because it actually will have the coating inside your hand, inside the folds of the wallet. And the advantage of that is you're able to be ready when and during performance. It's not, hey, and I've seen marketed stuff for magicians. Again, it's all with good intention, and it may help. But there's, I've seen some famous coin magicians that will pull out, what's the spray? Marlo, it was Golden Touch. Chamberlain's Golden Touch. Anybody ever heard of Chamberlain's Golden Touch? It's a magic spray bottle that bank tellers used to do when they're counting bills. So they spray it on their fingertips, and then they can count the bills really fast because the paper will stick. It helps with card slides and everything. Again, great product. But if I'm a working professional, I go out, hold on, let me show you a coin magic trick. First, let me grab my Chamberlain's Golden Touch. Mr. Magician, why do you need to coat your fingers? Are you going to be performing sleight of hand? Are you going to be cheating? Like, you know, and then it's also a pocket carry. Let me put this bottle back in my breast pocket. And then I've got I'm weighed down with another 5-6 ounces of liquid on me that might leak in my coat.
Airlines.
All these kind of things. Yeah. So that's why I'm not a big fan of these kind of things. So it's very important, I think, to moisturize when you get out of the shower, put on lotion, that kind of stuff, let that set in, but not practice with that kind of stuff. Just practice good hygiene. Drink a lot of water. It's summertime, y'all. Drink water. That's a huge thing. Just staying hydrated is just key. That's the number one thing. Stay hydrated, then add your lotions on. But as far as for performance, you want to keep the oily residue off your metal as far as like the chemicals and stuff like that. So hand oils are obviously fine. Beeswax is fine. And again, what I did, the research, I looked at it with my beeswax Viajero. One, the coins are never sitting in beeswax. All the beeswax is on the outside, and so it's protected by the fold. So 80% of it stays right here. And when you open up the beeswax, it puts it right just on your fingertips, just where you need it, not all over your palms. And then when you grab the coins, the beeswax is not going to stick on the coins. It's not that strong. It's very subtle. And then it's on the outside of the patina, so it's not going under the patina or messing and touching the silver. So it's just right there on the outside. And it's all natural. It's antiviral, antimicrobial. It's beeswax has been found in the tombs of pharaohs. Like, it lasts forever. It's very safe. Natural.
And if
stuff.
anybody missed that, because you said it, but I think that's genius. That's the genius of this product. Is as you're taking your coins out of the product, you're putting that moisturizer on your hands, that tackiness that you need, just enough. That's, like Jeff said, you don't have to come with an extra product now to perform your magic. It's already implemented in this case.
When I open it, then it's there. It's not taking time out of the routine, and so it's like instantly put on. So you're not doing anything sneaky in front of the spectators. You're just making it happen. Yeah,
of course. So hope that helps, Shiloh. We got a lot of great questions here today, guys. So keep putting those in here. We'll keep answering them for you. Roy says, I like to use 90% silver, also like a gravity flipper from a Morgan and a half, et cetera, et cetera. Are any of you guys partial to a certain coin maker, Lassen, Cooper's, Schoolcraft? What do you think about gimmicks? And so I wanted to kind of kick that over to how we just put our first gimmick out, right? Mm-hmm. And we can't reveal a whole lot, but we do have some other things in the works. Is there anything you want to say about that, Jeff, or is that it? We'll probably leave it there.
Yeah, I said we're working on other gimmicks. We want to move forward. I personally very selective on the gimmicks I use, and so right now there are some great gimmicks out there. If you haven't heard the news, Todd Lassen did pass away this last year, so he's obviously no longer in production. I don't think he had, as far as an estate or student under him. I'm not sure. I was not very close with him, but I do have some Schoolcraft products, and they are quality. I have a lot of any of the products I use professionally, besides my own copper silver, which is I'm very proud of that. I feel very comfortable with that. So I'm definitely using that now. And Yeah, there's guys out there, and Rick might be able to speak more on it. But again, with those gaffs, to keep it on topic here, so you just want to make sure whatever you have that you're protecting them when you carry them, and make sure that they are not just jingling around. And if you have them in a bright red wallet, that might say, "Hey, wait, hey Jeff, don't spend this at the supermarket. it's in the wallet. It's not just jingling in your pocket."
It's a good reminder. It's a good reminder. And I want to jump over real quick to something on Copeland Coins website. We have an entire section of the website dedicated to coin care. And I'll show you what that looks like. You can go to copelandcoins.com/coin care. And it shows you first starting with how to take care of your Copeland coin box. And then
that's the newest, one of the newer products. So,
yeah, I think we're gonna.
So I just kind of got bumped to the front.
we're gonna talk a little bit about that in a second, I think. But moving down to how to take care of the actual coins that we send you. It talks about the coatings and practicing over a floor, a carpet, or rug. All those kind of things. Silver tips. Things have to do with wallets. So it's very comprehensive and helpful there. So we're giving you some tips here. But I wanted to shout that out because you guys probably want to check that out as well, and give that a look, and that could help you as well. Put the whatchamacallit,
it's a quick read. Here. I tried to make it really concise, so it's a really good source there. And I know Caleb's talked about making that even searchable and a little more user friendly here in the near future. So. I do see a question. You can leave that link up, but Cliff Horn asked, do you need to reapply the beeswax to the Viajero wallet? And the answer is I've never had to actually. The outer side is the only side that really gets exposed, so that will start rubbing off. But when you get it, you get a recharge kit in case if you were like a really heavy user, and a teaching video that tells you exactly how to reapply it. Matter of fact, I recently listed the teaching video and beeswax as a separate product. So even if you had your own wallet, again, I can't vouch for if the beeswax will hold on your leather or not, because not all leather is safe to put beeswax on, or maybe any other products. You want to be careful. But with my Viajero wallets, I'm very, very confident in the ones that we offer the beeswax in, and it's really a good deal because you get it pre-applied on and the video for like $10 more, which saves you 30 minutes or an hour worth of labor learning and applying everything. So it's a really, really sweet deal. We do those all by hand, and so it lasts a super long time. It really does.
And just as a side note to the Viajero, you just pretty recently came out with the Coinbox wallet as well, right?
Yeah. Rick, do you have one of those in front of you? I didn't grab one. Rick may have his. Or Caleb, did I say you have one? You may not have one, Caleb. I'll get one to you in September. But yeah, basically it's the Viajero wallet that's made extra deep to fit the coin boxes. So it fits in the depth, and while Rick's grabbing his there. But it's just another way to protect, because again, brass is a soft metal, and it just keeps it from getting dings and things like that, extra scratches that are unnecessary.
Sure. So, just any way we can, protect those things, and it's kind of fashionable too. I mean, it's got this cool little eclectic look to it when you're carrying things around these little. It's almost like an opener for your effect,
Yeah, I'm a big deal of making things interesting and suspense, like a little bit of Hitchcock. He pulls this interesting thing out. Okay, what's going to be inside? I open it first. Oh, okay, and then it just creating moments of theater, just moments of interest, because Caleb, you probably heard Scott Robertson say that there's things that are magic and magical, and some things aren't magic, but they're magical. And sometimes the opening credits of a movie where it's just setting the tone and stuff. It's a magical moment. You're not seeing sleight of hand, you're not seeing, but it's awe-inspiring. It's wondrous. So I'm a big fan of that.
And here is that. Yep, there it is, the Coinbox wallet.
And so it just creates that little interest. Oh, what's this interesting bag? What's in it? And then you got the Copeland coin box there. That's the square version.
That's perfect. Thanks for showing that, Rick. Yeah, it's great. And Cliff, just a side note, Cliff asked if we can engrave. Just answer that real quick, maybe.
I do not personally. We're not set up for that, but they can be engraved really easy if you know a metal engraver. Like it's brass, so it's not a challenge at all. You could probably even laser etch them, but I'm not set up. We're not set up with the warehouse or the manpower to do that at this time.
We did at one point the star design on the box.
Yes.
Though, right?
Now I do have the one option that you can purchase. I just tried one out. It's the 10-point star, which represents the 10 points of magic, and so that's the star lid. I'll let you guys see. Again, it's really hot in the lights.
It's so shiny.
But,
it's hard to see.
it's pretty cool. That's the square lid there, and then I was trying to see if I could pop it for you that way, but yeah, that's awesome. The one option I have, and I only have a dozen or so of these left total. I mean, most of them have sold. It's not a very expensive upgrade. It's just a couple bucks if you want it on there. Make it look a little more ornate, and it gives you the opportunity to patina and give some extra character.
Back to that patina, of course. Yeah. So we're trying to
exactly
save that patina. So we only have a couple more minutes here. I think we got pretty much one more main topic I wanted to hit, and anything else you guys want to say, and any other questions you guys got, put in the comments. But we're moving on to routining. Just a little note on routining and how that affects the protection of your props. And I want to start with just a super quick story of why I wanted to bring this up is because as I was performing, maybe you guys have experienced that kind of thing. I've done that thing where I hand the cards to somebody and they go and accidentally set them in the water that's on the bar, or they deal cards down, or they react and end up, the card ends up in the water or on the floor and ruined. But it's also happened. Some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with these gimmicked Sharpie reveals that we have nowadays. Great effect. And what's interesting is one way of doing it was to hand the Sharpie to the spectator as you're doing the magic, and at the end you reveal that it's changed into, I won't really get into the method, but it's changed into the card they're thinking of, the card they chose, whatever. But the skin oils of the spectators were destroying the Sharpie. And if you know the effect, you'll know what I'm talking about, which destroys the whole effect. Like, you can't have a Sharpie that's looking all mangled and not clear, declare magic that we talked a couple weeks ago about. So I had to rework the routine so that I was no longer handing them the Sharpie, but instead I was maintaining control of it, but in a very open way. So it kind of had the same kind of feel, a little bit of a different reveal, but the same kind of feel without them destroying the prop. So I want to kind of bounce it over to you guys. I feel like this is a similar kind of topic when you're handing out coins to people, or you're handing very expensive coin box and props. How can we think about routining to make sure that we're open with our magic, but at the same time we protect our props?
Yeah. I mean, basically in general, I just always make sure I don't perform coin magic where I hand it out to a spectator when I'm standing by a wishing well.
How often are you performing standing right next to a wishing well? I mean, I don't know. We got Jim and Shiloh here performing over the heat.
Yeah, so that's the moral of the story is don't hand out your coins when your spectators are standing next to the heat vent.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But it's just a little topic that I wanted to kind of touch on.
Yeah, no, it's really true. You want to be careful and be aware of your environment. I mean, you're the maestro, you're the concert leader. It's your show, it's your props, and you want to be aware of, if I hand this kid with grubby little hands my coin, one, is he going to put it in his own pocket and try to run away? Or is he going to do something to it that could deface it? Usually our coins are pretty tough products. But yeah, Rue talks a lot about it. Rue had a blog, actually as well, speak of a blog about handing out coin boxes, because his routines, he's always putting the coin box inside the spectator's hand, and that's where he finds the most magic. Is the coin reveals are into the spectator hands, or this is a plug box. It's not going to dump any coins. It's just like, man, that's really heavy. It's getting that out there. But he'll even tell you in his routining, and he talks about, again, there's a blog post that's for free. You can read it on Copeland Coins. Rue's a guest post. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me right now, but he talks about an experience of handing things out. And it's just important to be in control. And if you think that something could happen, then you need to let the spectator still know that when they have your props, you're in control. So my routine will be as such, you have that, well, my hand goes on your shoulder. And now you know you're under my influence. Not that I'm going to hurt you, but I could squeeze or I could direct or turn your body. It's a dance, right? Just like a dance partner, you hold the person's hand, the person who's leading holds that hand and directs it around. If my routine, if I've got somebody that I think could be squirmy or a little kid that might run away with it, the coin, if it needs to go in their hand, well, then I might grab their wrist. I might do something to control the situation, right? And so be a little bit more control. That's part of my routine. That'd be the main advice I would give, to just protect your props by good routining and good spacing, good character management.
Sure. That makes total sense. And I think that's something, if you guys are interested in that topic more of what Jeff referred to as the dance, how we control our audience and control their perception, it's something we're thinking of talking about. Let us know if you're interested in that topic. And if you have any other topic suggestions, feel free to let us know. I want to point out, Carlos put something interesting here. He says, I have a routine designed for busking where I bang the coins to use the noise and draw attention. I guess we need to sacrifice the props for the art. I hear what you're saying, but I would challenge that. I would think there ways that we could create noise with other things, like maybe the magic wand banging against the table, or the cups and balls, instead of destroying, like if you're talking of your 90% silver dollars that you're invested in. Are there other ways we can?
I don't know, Carlos. I'm questioning: are you using 90% silver on the street? Because I know some guys that wouldn't, like, they maybe say their sleight of hand is not the value of the coins, because things happen on the street. Crazy things happen. I mean, I know some guys that would, some guys that don't. But yeah, and the question is, well, Carlos, is a coin making the loud enough noise? Because coins are it's a very important noise. I mean, it calls people in, like it's money. Like people can tell the difference in coins and other things. So I think that's smart. I'm not I wouldn't question for a second, because that ring, the ring of a coin, particularly the ring of real silver, is a very alluring sound, and it's piercing. It carries. So
yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to show. These are, I don't have silver dollars with me right now, but these are like Sacagaweas, and even these, you might, it's barely audible, but you can kind of hear, it just creates a beautiful ring.
I don't know if I can get pick in the audio, but that's pure copper, so there's a really nice ting to it. But I mean, it makes sense why you do that. Also, I mean, there's plenty of clad coins that you could bang around. And it happens. It's not like we don't ever drop anything or whatever. But.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no. We're just trying to give you some other options, some different ideas to work on those things. So I think that was pretty much what we wanted to talk about with that. Did you have any other points to that, Rick?
Don't get on that.
I would just say, maybe look at that effect you're doing, and is it really required that you hand that out? Would it weaken the effect if you didn't hand that out? So just ask yourself that question before you actually completely change what you're doing.
Because there's a lot of open displays possible. I was just watching Rue has a lot of great coin box moves and things on his brass class, and there's a lot of like open displays and things possible, with the props that we have, that could, like I said, with the Sharpie, kind of create the same feel without having to actually particularly
and you can tip that. You can tip that, Caleb. By the way, we've talked about openly. If you guys don't know, Rue's got another project coming out with us very soon. That's some good stuff.
That's true. Actually, can we tip when it's coming out?
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about the next one? Yeah.
T-minus 7 days.
All right. Yeah.
It'll be next week, guys. If you join us next week, 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we will be releasing the new project we've been talking about for so long.
With a special guest?
Can you guess who it is?
You guess who it is?
I think it's Rick's mom. No.
Rick, your mom is into coin magic. That's great. We got to get you to talk somehow. You've been so quiet down there. We got him in the doghouse. We need to move him up or something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You should be here. I should be down
There we
here.
go.
That's my mistake. I didn't even think about that this week. Normally, I try to keep you guys up here, and I just ask the dumb questions about my coins that I destroyed and stuff like that.
I didn't even notice it now. Hey, we're about out of time. As we get all these questions, good stuff. Carlos, thanks for sharing. You're right that coin magic is unfortunately not as common as busking, but it should be because it's very visual and people love money. And there's just some good stuff. So thanks for joining in, Carlos. I really appreciate it. Those are great comments and great to hear about what you're doing.
Good for you. And you guys are so awesome for joining us in the comments. I loved that we started the conversation even before the time everybody was just ready to talk about this. So if, like I said, if you have any more topic ideas for us that would really interest you, we're just here to serve you, to find out how we can help you make more beautiful magic. So give us those topic ideas. Let us know what you think. Submit those here to team@copelandcoins.com, and we're happy to talk about it.
Yeah, and submit your videos as well. We have more submissions. We just didn't get to them today, but we will be reviewing more videos in the future, it looks like. I think that was well received. And so, yeah, guys, thanks for joining. Invite friends, tell people about what we're doing. And we look forward to your feedback.
All right, we'll see you next week for the big release, 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.